Galimera, Galispera, Galinichta. No matter where in this wild, wacky, and wonderful world you might be. Thank you for making the Highbury Squad part of your day. It's a new week. It's a blank canvas. Let's paint pictures. Let's tell Arsenal stories. And maybe a little, well, secret that we may let out tonight. Who knows? Let's rock and roll.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, no matter where in the world you might be. We've said it already. My podcast brother from another mother reunited once again. Bosh!
Squaddies! Happy Monday Madness. Or should I say, magnificent summer Monday Madness. At ease.
At ease. Good evening, everyone. It's so good to be back with every one of you. Stop that. We're not. Listen, let me tell you, that little bugger will get it on Thursday. Let's just say.
Hey, by the way, I've disowned both of them for the next 48 hours.
Let me tell you something. Well done, Kev. It's about time you disown those two.
Disown both of them for 48 hours. Come on.
Yes, must have been very difficult for you in these last few hours. My glasses are steaming up right now because I'm steaming at the thought of the idea that I have to actually do a show with Kyle Campbell.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Gloat. I tell you what, there ain't anybody could gloat better than him, I tell you.
No, exactly. Good evening, Mark in the house. Seb, let's talk about that. Maybe a bit later on. Hello, Mohammed. Big up to you in Palestine. Patrick Duke. Yes, Zenith coins. Let me tell you something about this, people. Are you ready, Kev? Are you ready for some news?
I'm ready.
This little bugger, the Clock End coin, is the best-selling coin that Zenith have put out for the Gunners. And because of you, squaddies, and other great Arsenal fans, you've made that happen. We're so proud of Zenith Coins. It's been a brilliant partnership all through the season.
Where's mine?
Don't forget. Where's Patrick?
Patrick, I'm glad you're on it. Where's mine?
We do. I don't have one either, actually. I do not yet.
We need to be able to show them off. Come on, Patrick.
We do need to be able to show them off. So well done to the Arsenal fans. And let me tell you, if you think this is sexy, and if you thought this was sexy, wait till you come here next season. Let me just tell you, these boys are smashing it everywhere. So thank you to them for being such great partners. Kev, I still don't have a fiver from 33 fivers.
No, he's keeping the 33. If he gave you one, it'd be 34. You don't want to do that.
Let us know where in the world you are. Hello, Barley. You continue to torture us, Clement Kuko. We don't like that. And of course, our chief like officer is in the house and she is watching every single one of you. Be sure
Tammy
to hit that like button. We got Demsek, we got Trev, we got Amira, we got Archangel. It is a nice surprise. Let's just say the Monday shows will keep coming at you. The rest of the week, we're not sure about during the summer. All right, Super Kev, how are you?
Do you know what, Soph? I've got to say, I've got a little bone to pick with the squaddies.
Uh-oh.
Because they came at me. You asked me a really good question. Will Arsenal get the Saliba deal done? And I said, there's no way they're going to mess it up. And I got a lot of flack coming from these squaddies. You remember squaddies? You remember who you are? You came at me. So I'm expecting some respect back. Arsenal are not going to listen, one of the generational talent at the back leave our football club when he absolutely loves it. He's got his song. Unfortunately, he got injured. We might have made it even a lot closer come the end. This guy's a special talent, and he's only going to get better. What is he, 22? You know, Vivian, you know that the machete's in the holster right here. So I want you guys, and Newman's one of them. You know Newman's one of them. So I want my respect back because Arsenal got it done.
Kev, let me tell you, Casey said, yes, thank you, Lone Star. That is my guy in Texas right here
Thank
because I
you.
have the quote myself. And Chief Like Officer, yes. Guna Works, good evening. Let's see, Newman, we need respect because all of Casey's terrible end of season predictions. Oh my goodness. I have a call coming in. Let me just decline that real quick. Show a little respect. Absolutely. Kev, you said, and I quote, Saliba is in the building. There is no word of a lie. Lone Star has it right. You said those words. Super Kev. As Suraj says, are you ready to brock the neck? In fact, let's get it out.
Brock it up, mash them all up. Listen, I've got the energy for all of them today. So, Brock, Brock. And I'm not even going to draw for the machete. You might draw for the samurai.
I'm going.
So,
no man
after
left
I
behind.
broke the neck, you can just take the head off. But I'll be honest with you, Sophie. If this would have happened, if Saliba left our building, we are not the football club that I thought we are. No chance. No chance. And I know we've got to dot the I's and cross the T's and then do all the bits, but we know it's all agreed. But this guy cannot leave. He's got to be at our club for the next 10 years. Minimum.
Fabrizio Campbell. I love that. That is absolutely epic. By the way, Liberia in the house. We absolutely love that. Kev, these illustrations are courtesy of our good friend Jason Woods at Gunner's Balls, and he's brilliant. I love this vintage one of him in the goalkeeper kit. And here he is in the away kit. This was after he scored that wonder goal at Fulham, of course. And here is the lad. Kev, you have the floor. You have been saying for months and months and months that this guy is not going anywhere, that he is in the building, that he is Arsenal through and through. So my question to you, our first talking point on Monday Madness, we used to be known as a selling club. 3 or 4 years ago, 5, 6, Saliba would be a Man United player today, a Manchester City player today, or a Barcelona player today.
Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich.
Let's talk about the significance of the Arsenal Football Club. They secured Martinelli. They secured Ramsdale. They've secured Saka. They've secured Saliba. They will secure Odegaard and Benjamin White. Are we no longer a selling club? Is this a huge sign that the Arsenal Football Club are back?
So, 100%. When Mikel Arteta took over, he mentioned DNA. He mentioned everybody coming together. And when you put the work in with these players, what kind of club would Arsenal be if the players shone and then you sold them? That makes no sense. That's what happened under Wenger. That's what was wrong about Arsenal. Mm-hmm. We had all these players, and the likes of Man City and everybody picked our carcass. Why? Because we didn't want to pay them. But now there's a lot of room on that wage bill because we are nowhere near the top boys. But what we've done, these guys have proven that they're good enough. So that's the difference. We're not just bringing them in and hoping that they can do it. These guys have proven that they can do it. And you know what else I'm going to say, Sophie? Because there's another thing that's in my crow, right? A lot of these fans dug out Edu. I'm not saying just Squaddy. Edu should leave. Richard Garlick and Vinay and all these guys. How about you give these guys some respect? Secure the boys in the team first, and now you've got an opportunity to make a real difference in the transfer market. You know, we finished second. We had a title charge. Absolutely brilliant. But we don't stop there, do we? We do not stop there. We've got to push on. We've got to kick on like the Arsenal should. And in years gone by, Sophie, we have not pushed on and kept our best players and built on it. Now, that's what we're going to do. And you know what? I don't want to hear but Balogun's leaving if he leaves, or this one's leaving, or that one's leaving. Forget all that. From what we've seen, we should be able to trust in the team now that whoever they keep to go for next season, we're going to be competitive. That's what we're going to be. We're going to be competitive. And yeah, we do need new signings, 100%. But I think we're going to get them. I really do.
What a way to start Monday Madness. Monday Madness, aka Summer Madness. I absolutely love it. Kev has been taking names all season long, and he's ready to pay back tonight. I even questioned him on Saliba. I said, Kev, Real Madrid, the lure, all of the talk about him and Arteta, the vendetta against Arteta.
Yes, Sophie.
Ooh, hold on a second. Also, though, Kev, let me twist this one for you. Is it protection?
Why do you have to go there?
Well, you know, that's me. 300 in live chat this fine Monday. Hit that like button if you like it, because Kev is spilling
I'm
his
going to brock your
truths.
neck if you don't. Come on.
Super Kev, is it protection? We've seen it before. Get a player on a contract, bigger value, sell on. There's none of that happening here, though, is there? Like Real Madrid come in with 150 million and it's done. This is a signing of intent. There's no twist, right?
No twist. We're back in the Champions League. Now we've got to get this squad growing together now. That's what they've got to do. They've had a go at Man City in the league. Yeah. And we came up a little bit short. But with additions, thank you, Eros. With additions, so this whole team and our football club have to grow again. Because we've had all those years in the Champions League and we've only been in one final, which I thought we got diddled out of it. Let's be honest. We could have won it. We didn't. Now's the time for us to re-emerge. We've got to re-emerge stronger.
Absolutely. And our good friend Fergus from Guns and Yellow Ribbons in the house. Kev, can I just say, you talk about dedication. So Fergus, as you guys know, and Guna Hilsey and Dan shared their videos with us, away days. We're going to do much more of that next season. Fergus took his trip to Budapest, Kev. He did not cancel the hotel. He did not cancel the flights. Arsenal fans who booked their trip to the Europa League final, cancelled, maybe got a refund, or, a credit, as they say. He went to Budapest with his beautiful wife. Round of applause. Seeing the trip through.
Made the most of it. Love it.
Absolutely
anyway.
Brilliant. Oh, I love it. All right, here we go. There's a lot of Balogun stuff in here. So before we get to the exciting stuff, let's not get rid, but let's talk about this stuff a little bit. Kev knows, and Archangel's seen the video. If you haven't, I got to spend some time with Balogun and Matt Turner over the last few days. I watched Matt Turner train, and Balogun is here for the first time competitively to represent the US men's national team. Super Kev, let me tell you something. There is no doubt right now this guy is a superstar here. They love him. He's being seen as the messiah of the messiahs. He's been seen as the answer to all of their striker prayers. Mm-hmm. let me tell you something. I did not realize how intense Balogun is. Archangel here. I thought Balogun came across as a bit cold and rude to you. I'm here for it, Kev. You know I'm always here for it. I'm going to play what I asked him, but I also want you guys to go and actually watch it so you can see his expressions. I tried to upload the video here, but it was way too big, and you guys know I'm technologically challenged. So here's my question, which I had to repeat twice, and here's what Balogun had to say. You ready, Kev?
Yeah, really.
Here we go. And lighting up the league. Have you felt that same love at Arsenal? And is it partially one of the reasons maybe why you want to go off and challenge yourself is the potential of being the US number one? You were the number one in Liga this season. Do you feel that same vibe in terms of what your future looks like at Arsenal?
I don't understand the question, sir.
The question is that the love that you feel here with this team and the love that you felt in France, do you feel that same love at Arsenal?
I haven't been at Arsenal, so I've obviously been in France, if you said so. I mean, I've been pretty focused about what's been going on in France. When I was at Reims, I gave them the respect of giving them my full attention. So honestly, I don't really know what was going on at Arsenal. Of course, I spoke to some of my friends, but I just left them to it, and I really just got on with what I had to do.
Prior to that, were you feeling the love that you would get the opportunity that you felt that you deserved to maybe start up front for them?
I mean, there was not really any sort of, I didn't feel anything different, if that's what you're trying to ask. I mean, I've always felt the same at Arsenal. I've always felt comfortable. I've always felt appreciated. And we just decided at that time it was best for me to go on loan to develop my my career. And that's what we did. And yeah, the loan was successful, and we're going to meet again when I go back and see what's next.
Okay. Kev?
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, you know what? So I thought he spoke pretty well. I understand he probably didn't understand the question, which he asked again to make sure he got it right, which is fine. He's a young man. But I think that Arsenal, feeling the love at Arsenal was a good question. Didn't really answer it in a certain way. He said he's always felt comfortable at Arsenal, didn't he? And stuff like that. But he's now tasted the high life. He's tasted the high life. His agent's phone would be ringing off the hook. His agent would be telling him, listen, I've got this one, I've got that one interested, I've got that one interested. Arsenal, think about it. While he's been buzzing, Arsenal have just had a title run.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you know, we talk about that level. That level moves again. Will he be a starter? He's not a starter at Arsenal. He's not a starter. And when you've banged the goals in, he's banged in, all of a sudden, there's a bit more swag about him. And he wants to start. He's going to want to start. So I think Arsenal have to handle it right and correctly. And you could have a clause in the contract if you want. That you can buy him back. If he goes on and does really great, you can always bring him back.
Exactly. And K Marlon, we're not dissect. I'm sharing K Marlon. I'm sharing something with you. I spent time with him. I saw him train. I saw Turner train. I'm sharing with you what he said. There's no judgment here on Balogun. He has every right to go wherever he wants. Let me tell you something, Kev. So you know when I met you for the first time. So I've seen you play. Right, from the terraces. When I met you in person, I was like, this dude is built like
bigger than you remember.
The Colosseum. I was like, I'm in front of a gladiator here, right? Your presence. It's so much. Sometimes, like, for example, in my career, as you know, in film, when I meet people, like Tom Cruise, I'm like, oh, in my stilettos, I'm great height with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You like, you're there. I didn't realize, let me tell you something. I'm not intimidated by people at all, and he didn't intimidate me, but let me tell you, Balogun has that presence. And part of me was like, wow, I would want that guy to be my forward at my club. He is no nonsense. He is laser focused. He has this, I don't know, Kev. It's what I saw in you when I met you. It's what I saw in, even though Ian Wright at the World Cup, when I met him in Russia, he was having fun. There was still something about him where I was like,
Yeah, but
oh,
you knew what he is. You
I
know, you
didn't
knew
know
what
about
he is.
Balogun. He's got a vibe, Kev.
Listen, let's be honest, Soph. If he didn't have a vibe, you'd have to question what's going on because he's just smashed Liga 1. Let's be honest, he's just done a number on Liga 1. Here's the big key, Sophie. When people know who you are, that's when you need to do it. First season, nobody knows him. When teams start to game plan for you, that's when we're going to find out.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
They're going to take away what you do best. They take away that space in behind. What does Balogun do? That's when we're going to find out. And I don't think Arsenal are that team who are going to look to find out.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I think so too. Afsar, 100% out the door. He's ready. And not only is he ready, but let me tell you something, guys. There's another player who's ready. And I want to play this for you as well. I know Super Kev and I talked about it a little bit, but I also had the opportunity to chat with Matt Turner, asked him a question. And by the way, Matt Turner came with so Eunice was with Balogun, and Christian Pulisic was paired with Matt Turner. Talk about juxtapositions in their season, Kev. So we talked about that a little bit, but I wanted to share with you guys also the Matt Turner stuff too. So I'm going to play this. Very different personalities. One seems very approachable. The other just seems at a bit of a distance. But also when you think about Balogun and the pressure he's under, Kev, the US play Mexico this week.
Wow.
It does not get bigger.
No bigger for USA. None.
No, it does not. It does not.
And if he could score the winner, he's an instant hero.
Right.
He's an instant hero.
He becomes an instant cult hero for the United States. That's how big it is. And I hear you guys. Matt is up for a challenge. And I hear you too, Fergus. You don't rate Turner at all. But he rates himself. And he's had to prove this over and over. So let's hear what he had to say.
We'll go one more in the room, Sophia.
Hi, I have one for you, Matt, and one for you as well, Christian. The juxtaposition to your seasons really coming into camp. Matt, you had an unbelievable season with Arsenal, and also in that time, since joining, you've really solidified your position as number one here in the US men's national team. How different do you feel you are after the experience you've had with Arsenal in the Premier League this season and the impact that Mikel Arteta has had on you?
Yeah, I think it changed me, made me a better goalkeeper, a better person, a better player. Besides for this on the field stuff, off the field, moving to a new country, experiencing new cultures and new styles of play, a new manager with different expectations, playing with pressure, and all that kind of stuff led me into the World Cup and having a great World Cup. And I think, obviously, this season was amazing at Arsenal. I learned so much, and we won games, but I would have liked to play a little bit more. So that was, on the personal side, I didn't hit as many goals as I would have really liked to. So when you say you solidified yourself as a number one, I never really view myself as that. I always the type of person to think about how I can go one step further and keep pushing the boundaries and keep proving myself, because in my career, there's always been this blanket of lack of experience that people talk about since I was in college, then my first couple of years as a pro in MLS, then, the beginning of my career with the national team, and now with Arsenal, just trying to get more and more experience. So every time I can step on the pitch, I want to give my best performance so I can continue to grow and show that I do have experience and I have learned and I have grown and I've gotten better.
Kev, I love him.
What a great answer. What a great answer that was. Absolutely brilliant. How else is he supposed to get experience? He's got to get experience by getting games. So we've got two good young, because don't forget, so the same people who were in chat talking about, oh, I don't rate Turner. They're maybe the same ones who didn't rate Ramsdale.
Mm-hmm.
So you can only really prove it by getting the games.
I
Do
agree.
you know what I mean?
And
I
by the way,
like
Kev,
Turner.
I like him too. And I like messages like this, listening to you guys on my allotment, planting my vegetables. So I love, I
Love
absolutely
that.
love it.
Love it, Jack.
So Kev, this is the thing, and I love your responses, by the way, guys. The difference in personalities, and you get to see that a little bit when you do a mix zone or press conferences. I like him. And I'm not saying I don't like Balogun, and this isn't a Balogun versus Turner. They're two totally different personalities, and they're both complete professionals, totally respectful to the media. But some players, Kev, give you a little bit more, and some players a little bit more guarded. In fact, I would actually like to play this to you as a juxtaposition, so you can hear another player so you can hear it, of his teammate who had a shit season. I'm going to play it for you. Here we go.
In your season was a stark contrast to kind of what Matt maybe experienced, but you've had so many great seasons as a Chelsea player. You love your football, you love playing, coming into camp. How are you feeling in terms of kind of changing that negative experience into something positive, being around your teammates here for your national country?
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's been a really tough season for me personally and for our team, of course, at a club level. So for me, it's just about coming in here and, having a fresh start and being able to be a part of a team that hopefully can come out and win some games. So I'm really excited to be here and just to get some minutes on the field and just get back to being that confident player that I know I can be and just find my footing again and just enjoying the game, because it feels like it's been tough to do that lately.
Thank you both.
So, Kev, the other thing too is like the different. You could see the life was sucked out of Pulisic. He was toast.
The energy wasn't there, was it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't there. And when you saw Turner, and also Matt Turner, what I love about his personality, he's ready to start, Kev. He's ready to be a starter for a team. But what I loved about his personality and his teammate is you could see Pulisic was super down, and Matt Turner was the guy keeping him up. And over the last year, when I've talked to Turner 3 times now, I've seen the evolution of his personality. And some Arsenal fans might be like, oh, some Arsenal fans believe in him, some don't. There's going to be a lot of football for him to play next season, is there not?
I agree. I think the domestic cup competitions, I think he's going to play quite a bit. I think he's going to start in all of them, if I'm honest, because Ramsdale will be Premier League and Champions League. That's where I think Ramsdale will excel. And then obviously Turner gets his game. That's what Turner needs. He needs to know I'm playing a lot more games. These are mine. And, regardless of what happens, I'm going to be playing in them. That's what he needs. He needs that experience. And, people say, when Turner's come in, he hasn't done. Listen, he's a young goalkeeper learning his trade, just like any other player. And maybe that position is even more difficult to learn your trade.
It really is. And when I was talking to them, Kev, I always think about you when I talk to players, right? And how you talk to them and understanding also. Tom's in the house, by the way. Guna Talk TV, Tom. Thanks so much, Tom. You are amazing. Keep smashing it. Congratulations on reaching, is it 48,000 subscribers? Well done to you. And thanks for tuning in, Kev. Turner, when he said, I'd hoped, the way he positioned it, like he thinks he should start more games, but he knows he's not going to start more games over Ramsdale. But a little bit like the model that we're seeing, right? Mikel Arteta, and I'm not saying we're Manchester City at all, but modeling, the way he's modeling our team on what he's experienced and what his mentor has built, right? Everyone has a place. Selling that to a player is hard. How do you digest it as a player? How do you accept it as a player?
Well, here's the thing. When you're not in the Champions League, it's a bit more difficult, right? It's a bit more difficult. So basically, you're selling them the future. And if a manager could sell you the future, you've done well if he can sell it. Because you got to look at what Mikel Arteta's done at Arsenal. He stripped the dressing room of the real big earners. He's brought in players who, let's be honest, the fan base were like, who? But mentally, and we mentioned it at the start of this season, so this is his team now. And that's what he wanted. He wanted to get to that position where it's his team. He can rely on that team crossing the white line. And so we nearly won the league. With it being his side for his team for the first season. Do you remember we discussed he might get the tic-tac at Christmas? Do you remember? We talked about it at the start of the season. So for a manager like Mikel Arteta to sell the dream is this. What I've got to do, I've got to build a nucleus of players who I can mix and be flexible with in every competition, so we're competitive in every competition. What we can't have, and let's be honest, Sophie, we've battled about the FA Cup squads over the last few years and stuff like that, about not being strong enough. We've got to play our strongest team. Because if you remember, I think it was the Southampton one specifically, where we played Southampton in the FA Cup on the Saturday, and then we played them on the league on the Tuesday. And the team changed for the Tuesday. We beat them on the Tuesday, but lost to them on the Saturday. And we unfortunately, we haven't been deep enough as a squad. But the manager, this is where the manager has to earn his stripes. He's signed a lot of players. He's signed players in to help us get to where we are. Now we know how big that job is now, because we've got to sign difference makers.
So, Kev, what do you say to fans who are opposed to, and forgive me if I pronounce his name incorrectly, you guys know, Castagna from Leicester?
Yeah.
There's always the sexy name. And Ben White wasn't a sexy name. Ramsdale wasn't a sexy name. Tomiyasu wasn't a sexy name. Zinchenko, Jesus, I don't even think were sexy names for people. Otherwise, other teams would have gone in for them. But we got them.
Name when we signed him for £6 million.
Right. So I think it's going to be a long summer, people. It's going to be a really long summer. But you have to have the Trossards and the Leicester player among the potential Declan Rices or the Caicedos.
You have to
He's got Premier League experience. What is the poo-pooing of this player? Do you rate him? Talk to me.
Listen, anytime I've seen him, he's been all right. Anytime I've seen him, he's done all right. What people have to understand is you cannot have a team of superstars. You need purpose players that are fit for purpose, players that are going to come in and do the job. Unsung, but do the job. And this is what builds out your squad. You know, these players are what builds out your squad.
There's nothing like a name-blocked comment to just brighten up our days, is there, squaddies? The negativity here. We're not signing Caicedo or Rice. Really?
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see name blocked. We'll see.
We shall see.
And if we do name block, sign one or two of them, what happens then?
What are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to say or do?
Are you going to say or do? That is the question. I made this because I put in Saliba and Declan Rice, and we'll get to both. But we haven't heard from Kev lately about the Declan Rice thing. He scored you all on the Saliba thing. Even other outlets took his quote, by the way, which went viral last week. He's in the building.
Sophie, as they should, because they know Super Kev gets it right the majority of the time. So.
The majority of the time.
Can't get it right all the time.
Well, what?
Rice and
Let's talk
peas.
about Rice. Okay, so I have some information, and you can take it as you wish, everyone. You know us on here. We don't do breaking news. We don't do my cousin's best friend's uncle who trains on a Sunday at the Dog and Duck plays
Heard.
with Rice's cousin whose
Who
mum
drinks at the pub? Yeah.
drinks at the pub and whose friend walks their dog. um, so I was talking with someone over the weekend, and let's just say someone is beyond tight with West Ham Football Club, not Arsenal Football Club, West Ham Football Club. Kev, what would you say if I said to you, said person said to me, it's a done deal.
So there's only one club he's going to.
There's only one club he's going to.
If you
That
said
is
that
it.
to me, just like you did, Sophie, I would politely agree with you and say, Sophie, yes, I get it. Remember, we're the only London team in the Champions League. That's the other thing. Whereas normally, we're not in the Champions League and all the others are. But now, it's flipped for us. Now, we have to get the rice and peas in. And with a little bit of Casado bread, I think we need to strengthen our midfield properly.
I like it. I like it a lot. And you know, I think it's always easy to kind of say, "Oh, he said, she said," and whatever. But this, when I tell you this particular person, I don't know, has been connected with this club since birth, probably, and
Staunch West Ham.
Sorry. My sources in Germany, Heinz and Hellman's. We like that. But Kev, how much does this elevate our team? And of course, nothing is a done deal until he's holding the shirt. But
Yeah.
everything leads to, all 500 of you in live chat, leads to the price is Rice.
Yeah. So I think this signing is the proof we're serious as a football club again. That's how important Declan Rice signing is for us. England international has been unbelievable. He's still, what is he, 24, 25, 24, 25? Fantastic young players, nowhere near his prime yet. And when you look at our squad, our team, we look at that spine. You secured Saliba, you secured Saka, Martinelli, all these guys. Jesus just came last season. You could get Declan Rice in there, as well as maybe a Casado or Gundogan or whatever. It's special. We look to be going places. Declan Rice got energy to burn. He's everywhere, but he doesn't. In our side, he won't need to do as much. So we can do what he does even better, because the onus was on him at West Ham to push the pace from midfield at times, to go and crash, to go and destroy, to go and protect, to do all that. When we're dominating the ball, like we do, Soph, it's incredible. So we need a player like him, definitely.
All right. Chief Like Officer Tammy Steele's reporting 160 likes when there's 500 plus in live chat.
Come on.
Don't make him.
That's why, you see, if we don't get it up to half, come on, Soph. We've got to give up these Monday Madness. It's supposed to be magnificent summer Monday Madness. And we only got on 160. I think everybody's just enjoying the chat. Come on,
I
peeps.
think they are.
Do a Vinny and a Vespa. Get it done.
Also, by the way, people, I was going to save this to the end, but maybe this will give you guys a little bit of juice. All right. My mum is 86 today, Super Kev. This is my mummy.
You know, I put happy birthday on,
she
right?
saw it and she said, thank
you. And you know what? She looks young as ever. Look at her.
I know. And look at this. So, Kev, this was my mum when she came to London in the 50s she's right on my right. Yeah.
Yes, on the right. I can see
with the white flower.
Yes.
That was her. She came to
And the clutch bag. Yeah.
17 years old, 18 years old, came to London in the 50s she wanted to be a teacher. And
look at her, isn't she? Look at her,
she's
isn't
cute.
she?
And then look at her now with my mum and dad. My mum and dad.
Oh,
My mum's 86, my dad's 85, and it's her birthday today, and she
Happy
is my
birthday.
hero.
Happy birthday, Mama.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Mama
she's
Nicolaou.
cool. And, you know,
bless.
Andreas and Flora Nicolaou right there. Last night in Cyprus, rocking it at a christening. Look at them,
Love it,
86
love
and
it.
85.
They're looking young. They're looking fresh.
Yeah.
But the sunshine and the good food, the fresh food, it does make a difference, doesn't it?
It does, Kev. It does. And thanks to everyone. So look, hit the like button for my mum and her birthday. There's no doubt about that. She is an absolute legend. Speaking of legends, Super Kev, let's keep talking about this because Arsenal are emerging or re-emerging as a big club to others. Whereas you and I have always felt, even in our darkest days, we are still a big club,
Massive
right?
club.
A massive club. That doesn't change. We were able to sign Aubameyang and Partey and Zinchenko and Jesus and Tierney without Champions League football. There's a panic now that says, oh, we got Champions League football. I mean, we're still not signing anyone. Just don't panic, people. All right? Don't panic about all of that. I want to go back because I don't think we solidified this conversation. It's so important that we're seen as a club that people want to join. You know, Liverpool will re-emerge. Chelsea, I think, will do well under Pochettino. I think people are underestimating them, how quickly maybe they'll be able to bounce back next season, Kev, because they do have the talent. They've just needed someone there to pull it all together. Of all those teams that we absolutely trounced this season, United, Chelsea, Tottenham, which one do you feel might be the biggest to come back and challenge us again?
I think United, because they finished one spot behind us. I think there ain't a lot wrong. You know, when you look at their team, they're out for a striker. And if you put a striker in there and then obviously Rashford takes his spot wide, they could be challenging. They could be challenging. I know Chelsea's a club who we've just got to wait and see because we don't know. We don't know if the players are going to like Poch. We don't know. We know he can get things going, but we'll have to see. And Postecoglou at Spurs, he's done a good job wherever he's gone, but this is the Premier League, so let's see. Listen, there's been better managers than him have gone in and it's not worked out. So again, that's a bit of a let's see. But for me, I think Manchester United got to 2 cups this season, finished 3rd in the league. They're going to be looking at where can we push on. We need that striker. Because if they had a striker who probably scored 10 goals, they could go close, you know, so.
And the other thing too, though, Kev, with them is that I think people underestimate. I know that when you think about what Ten Hag inherited too, in addition to Mikel Arteta, I think he's done pretty well. He won a cup. He got them to another final. I think they should have done better trying to beat their rivals to having them complete the treble. But he's a good manager, is he not, Kev? He took a broken team. He removed Ronaldo, similarly to Mikel Arteta, and has shown that he's got those kind of balls that you need to make big decisions. And to me, it feels like as a manager, from a manager perspective, he's the most stable of those others as well. Is that fair?
I think I think you're right. I think United are a stable club. I think they've got a lot of talent at Manchester United. But they needed guidance. And they needed someone to get hold of that dressing room and to get them moving. And that's what Ten Hag's done. I mean, Marcus Rashford this season has been sensational. He really has. He's carried the club. But it's because Ten Hag got hold of him and the coaching's right. And he's worked on his mental side. And he has been their star guy. but he's been backed up by Bruno. Casemiro scored important goals. You know, they've had a decent season this season, Manchester United, and with the right addition, they're going to be there or thereabouts. So again, we're not even mentioning Liverpool.
We're not.
So,
What do you think about Liverpool, Kev? Do you think it's an easy?
I can't say it on here. I can't say it on it. No. So listen, Liverpool have to work their midfielder out. They signed McAllister, who's a good player, but I don't think that's the be all and end all. I think we're going to see Liverpool. I don't think they will hit the heights that they have done in the past, and I'm just saying that from my point of view. You know, I'm sure a lot of Liverpool fans will say, "No, we're going to be this," but I think. You know, they just are not the same team.
Yeah. Good evening, Aston, and thanks for your comments as well. A rebuilding year for United, maybe. Kev, what do you think of? Okay, as a Greek, I have to. So you know when you see your own people do good things, like George Michael. He flew the flag for Cyprus for so many years, Super Kev. I mean, you know, you used to bounce into him every now and again at Stringfellows. George Michael was a total legend.
Top guy.
Don't get our friend Jason Cundy started on George Michael. Is his ultimate hero. But there's not a lot of Greeks out there that are stars, right? So you gravitate to your people because you want them to do well,
100%,
right?
yeah.
Jennifer Aniston. I mean, come on, it doesn't get much bigger than that. Now, I've admired Ange for a few years, you know, kept my eye on him. I need to train myself to hate him. How can I do that? And Kev, I actually think they're underestimating a little bit of the impact he could have. Why can't he get people called Arteta the Cone Man? This guy's actually won things with teams. Are you worried that he could actually change the culture over there at the stinky place?
No, not really. Like I said, no, and I mean this in the nicest possible way because I like Ange Postecoglou. I've got nothing against him. I think he's a good manager. Like I've said just before, better managers have gone over there and not done it. And he might just suit them. He might. It's going to be interesting to see how things go. Because if he doesn't start right, Soph, you know what could happen. That they could turn very quickly.
It's going to get toxic real quick, isn't it?
So will he get the time to be able to implement what he's doing? I don't know. Listen, Spurs still have a quality squad, Soph. They've just been underachieving. So, again, coming into the Premier League is a lot more difficult than Scotland. It's a lot different. It's a lot different. He's done a fantastic job in Scotland, but I think he's gonna have to learn very quickly in the Premier League.
Yeah, he is. All right, so here's what we've done so far this Monday Madness. Let me get my little agenda up here. Kev has delivered his Saliba beef. We've talked Declan Rice, Balogun and Turner updates from stateside here. Let's talk about something else, Kev, that got some of the Arsenal Nation a little bit upset over the weekend. And let me tell you, I didn't like it myself either. What did you think of Zinchenko? By the way, it seemed like he deleted it before the 24-hour one-day thing passed on Instagram stories. I know you, Kev. There's no bloody way you are posting, if it's fast-forwarding, you, Righty, Tony Adams, even Duncan Ferguson, all right, your Everton teammates, Pierre Van Hooijdonk, no way are you, that generation of players, posting on their social media to congratulate their old club. Come on, Kev.
I just think it's different now, Soph. It's different now. It really is. I wouldn't do it, but it's different. I mean, I congratulated them myself. I said I congratulated West Ham, which I thought West Ham done
though.
absolutely.
You're not playing.
No, I'm just saying. I congratulated West Ham and I congratulated Man City for winning, because winning's hard. But if I let's put it this way, Soph. Here's the one. If I played for Arsenal like I did and Everton won the cup, I would, of course I would. I would say congratulations.
On your Instagram with a picture, like,
No, but I would. But I'm not playing for Arsenal. Do you understand what I mean? I've
yeah,
been
it's
an
different.
Arsenal player. But
Yes.
if I'm an Arsenal player, then I have to hold off a bit, I think. But again, Sophie, this is just me.
Mm-hmm.
It's different now. I mean, these guys, they swap shirts at half time and all that kind of. It's madness. I mean,
It is madness.
you know, I don't be offended, because he's been in that dressing room. He's been with these players. He grew with this team. He grew with these guys. So I get it. I do get it, Soph. I do. But is it really? Why do people get offended because he says congratulations? I don't. He's an Arsenal player. He put his lot in for Arsenal. But
I don't care that he congratulated them. Just do it in private. Sorry, Arsenal pay your wages now. Don't be putting a picture on your Instagram stories. I love Zinchenko. This show loves Zinchenko. But if I was, this is what I would do to him. Listen, Zinny, you need to understand a few things
you
here.
leave the samurai. You leave the samurai in its sheath, right?
We don't mind you congratulating your old buddies, mate, but let me tell you something. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. You understand me, son? Sure, fine.
I think he's agreeing with you there, Soph. Bloody hell.
He's agreeing.
I get it, though, Soph. Soph, I do get it. And
imagine if Ozil had done that. He'd be tortured.
Well, he did, didn't he?
Tortured.
Ozil did do it.
No, it was.
No, Ozil done it with somebody.
Well, the worst culprit was Andre Santos exchanging jerseys
at
halftime with Robin van Persie. Yeah, that was the one.
Again, it's the times are different now. People always tell me, remember, football's changed. So, okay, if football's changed, you've got to accept it.
Yeah, it is a different generation. I understand, but that doesn't mean I have to accept it. Listen, let me tell you something, all right? There's a lot of things going on in the world right now. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of chaos.
Big time.
You don't have to accept it if you don't want to. You can move on. You don't have to be like abusive. You don't have to like shout and scream and be horrible. Just move on, right?
So you don't have to rough him up by holding him up by his shirt.
Let's see what we got here. Where's Bird? No, so if I beg to disagree, I don't think it's a big deal. It's really passionate show for. Listen, stop. Everyone's gone soft. Why is it? Why do people not appreciate people who still want to be a little tough, a little bit hard as nails, a little bit non-accepting, a little bit like, you know what, Zinchenko, you play for Arsenal. Your time with Man City's over. Dude, don't post on your Instagram. Post other things that you are doing and that are beautiful and that, you know, we can embrace. Kev, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a little bit old school, but I just find it a bit soft.
I agree with you, but it's a different generation. That's all. So, listen, I don't lose sleep over it. If that's what he wants to do, no problem. I got no problem with it. But not for me. That's all.
Oh, God, Yanni, stop. We're not cancelling anyone here. We hate that word here. In fact, it's banned. In fact, don't make me cancel you. Okay. Get any last minute questions in here for Super Kev. And yeah, I agree. Should have kept it private, 100%. And you know what? Let's see. This is what's everything wrong with today's generation. This is why we don't have Yes. Thank you. Absolutely. 250 likes. We did it, Kev. Bosh. All right, Kev. Here's what we're going to do next, real quick. I've got to get this from you as well. So last time Tom Canton was here, our good friend of the show for Spend Stick Sell, we talked about Edu a little bit. And I have some summer tour tips, summer transfer tips. But in particular, Kev, the transfer window doesn't close till September. What is your gut instinct on the Arsenal Football Club getting their business done before the US summer tour starts?
I think they're going to try and do as much business as they can. I think they proved the blueprint last season by getting the players in early, and it worked. And I know these are probably, maybe negotiations can be a bit longer with the top players, but I believe there's been a lot of work done in the background in order to get things in place.
In place. Definitely in place. Kev, we've seen Saka come back to the England setup already. Ramsdale back to the England setup already. Quick one from you. No concerns about resting, and they're going to get a bit more
play.
time.
They're gonna do their thing, and then they're gonna go for a break again, aren't they? They're gonna have a break, and then they'll come back. So, listen, I just think topping up the fitness. They've had a break. Top up the fitness with England. Then you can have another little break. Then you come back to the Arsenal, and you haven't got a long way to catch up.
Okay, very cool. All right, let's get some of your questions here for Super Kev real quick before we duck out this evening. Who first, Kev? What do we fancy? What? Hi everyone. What's your opinion about 70+ million signings like Lukaku, Havertz, Pogba, Pepe, Hazard, Sancho, Anthony Nunes, Tchouamani, even Grealish? Not worth. Well, I don't know. I think Grealish is worth the money.
If he's not worth the money, they're just on the treble. So
he just kind of, yeah.
You know, listen, I mean, it's the going rate. You want top players, you got to pay the going rate. I don't think Hazard will be 70 million. He's just been let go by Real Madrid. He's been really struggling for form, etc. But it's the going rate. You want a top player, you got to pay the money. It's that simple.
Totally.
You don't pay the money, somebody else will have him. And then what happens? What happens when you don't sign them? You say, we never go and get the big signings.
Demian Arriaga, one of our top shelf humans who joins us for our women's show. And we love Demian. Kev, what exactly do those stairs behind Super Kev lead to? That's for you.
To the grotto. No, it's a bit of storage and something else up there.
All right, here we go. From Demsec, I asked Kyle what's more important, playing time or trophies? You can only give one answer. What's yours, Kev?
Playing time or trophies? Well, if you don't play, what do the trophies matter? You got to play.
I love it. And everyone's loving Demian's question too. Basic one, Kev, but what are your ideal top 5 signings this summer? Just to reiterate.
I've done the 6 before.
Yeah.
I've done the 6. I've done Rice, Caicedo, Gundogan if we can get him, Guehi from Crystal Palace, that Simons from PSV, and if we could get Osimhen or Vlahovic, I'd be delighted.
Oh, Vlahovic. Yeah, he's coming back. I'll get to see Juventus and Barcelona and AC Milan as well, spending some time with them. Look out for some really good stuff coming from some players across Europe during these summer tours. Kev, when you go out to the club, which Arsenal player would you like to take with you?
I don't.
Kev doesn't go to the club ever.
I don't go to the clubs anymore. But I suppose if there was one player I'd take now, it'd probably be Aaron Ramsdale, because he looks like he likes a laugh.
He does. Dad to be. He might not. He's going out. Time's going to be.
And he's got to bring his old man as well.
Yeah, he is. And Aston, I've got you on this one. We're going to talk about that on another show as well. So we'll let everyone know about the proceeds and the scarf and what the Chicago Gooners are doing as well for Pride Month, which I'm very passionate about. Let's see. What? Are you joking? George from Australia in the house. Super Kevy loves you. And he's always commenting a gazillion times. He and Archangel have also developed a bromance, by the way, these Aussies, Kev.
We like that.
We do. We certainly do. Let's get to another question here for Super Kev. Oh, Lynn, so do you think the Cronkies should be given credit for having faith in Mikel because it would have been so easy for them to sack him? Don't get me started on my Cronkies.
We've already been there. And yes, Lynn, they do. And you know what? Time's going to tell, isn't it? Time is really going to tell, because at the end of the day, we've had one bit of silverware from Mikel, which is an FA Cup early doors. But we're building something. And we're not sure what it's going to actually fully look like in the end. But the Cronkies, they've got to dig in their pockets now. That's what they've got to do, Lynn. Dig in your pockets, give Mikel the tools to work with, and then we'll go from there. Because I truly believe it's just a matter of time. Every team has to build to knock them off. And that's what we've got to do.
La Corner Galaxiana podcast. These are my LA Galaxy buddies right here. Hi, Kevin, Sophie, the better half of the La Cajuna boys in here. He's a Gooner. Much love and great show. Thank you, Ananda. Welcome. And they love you, Super Kev. Gooners here in the US. And of course, a lot of fans very excited that Messi is here as
He's
well.
in town. Messi's in town.
I tell you, Kev, I keep trying to tell people MLS is exciting, but they don't believe me. And you know what? It's fun. It doesn't have to be. It's not the Premier League. It's not Bundesliga. It's not La Liga. It doesn't have to be, but it's fun. The stadiums are packed.
Now Messi's in town. What's it like?
Well, the buzz is you know what I love, Kev? It's the same when Beckham came and Zlatan came. When the NBA players and the NFL players get excited and there's messaging and there's stuff happening, and you got Jimmy Buckets. You got Jimmy Buckets and Messi.
Tyreek Hill and all that done it. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. It's really exciting, and I can't wait. I've seen him play, of course. I've covered him when he's come on tours here with Barcelona, but to see him play here and be part of like the MLS, universe is amazing. And, there's rumors that Busquets might be coming to join him. They're even trying to get Neymar here. There's a battle going on right now between the Saudis and, MLS with regards to Neymar. And the fact that Neymar, who I think is still at the super peak of his career, Kev, who could go on and maybe get that Champions League again with another team in Europe. I think players are even looking at life differently, Kev, and what's on offer.
They are. Because you know what? He's done it. He's seen it and done it, hasn't he? The fact of the matter is to play with people you love and like. Hot place. LA, great place to be. Miami. Oh, it's perfect for these guys.
And let's be ready. Gooners, the Cronkies, this evening, United States Pacific Time, West Coast, baby, could be on the verge of winning another championship. That would have been the Rams, the Avalanche, and now their other major team in the NBA, the Denver Nuggets. Kev, I think they're going to do it. I think they close the deal tonight.
Yeah, close the deal tonight. I think it'll take Jimmy Buckets will have to really turn up and be incredible. But the Joker, as I'm input, Jokic, the Joker and them guys, I think they're going to get it done. I really do. I think they're going to win it.
Dublin Gooner, I do believe, and don't quote me, but I feel that they're doing everything to get Messi to the MLS All-Star game. And what a bonus for Arsenal fans who are coming from all corners of these grand United States, that they could actually not only get to see Mikel Arteta and their boys, but they may also get to see Messi as well. Right, a couple more questions before we let Super Kev go here. Oh, Kev, there's a question here about Manchester City and the treble winning team. Does anyone have a chance in the next 2 years whilst Pep Guardiola is still manager of Manchester City?
Of course. People got a chance. The key is you've got to have the squad. And don't forget, I think Manchester City are going to lose a few players. But what they've been really good at over the years is replacing them. So, if a Gundogan goes and a Bernardo Silva goes, these are players, these are starters.
Yeah.
So really, will Phil Foden then start? We don't know. So will there be a drop-off? We don't know. So what you've got to do is be ready. Arsenals of this world, you've got to be ready with your squad that if they ever make a little slip, you've got to capitalise. And we couldn't do it this season, but we've got to be able to be more equipped next season.
This was it was Lone Star's question. Thank you, Lone Star. It's kind of riffing off that. And real quickly, I'll put this back up from Clement. Carabao Cup is bigger than the Community Shield. Everyone considers the Carabao Cup it would be, put it this way, it would be in the quadruple. And by the way, can I just point something out to folks? On this show, this program, and he will be coming back, we had the legend that is Vic Akers with these insanely talented women, a team that was built from scratch with ticket sales, administrative staff from back in the day. They've won the quadruple. If you're looking for a team in England, it's already been done. Right, Super Kev?
But Soph, could you put that picture back up, please?
Yeah.
Look at the trophies, man.
Well, let me get rid of this. Hold on. Let me get rid of that.
Look at the trophies.
Yeah, let's get rid of that.
Look at the trophies.
What do you always tell everyone, Kev, about the picture?
When you have your team photo the next season, and if there's a bit of silverware there, that shows you've had a bit of success. This season, we've done well. We've got into the Champions League and all that, but there's no silverware there. That's what we've got to get back to, winning trophies. So, again, guys, it was really positive what we done this season, but do not throw shade on any cup competition. And by the way, that Conference League that West Ham won, by the way, I've got to say, good on them. Because you know what? Winning a trophy's big, man. There's only so many opportunities you get to win trophies. There's no divine right to win. There's that many good teams. So if you do get the chance to win a trophy, you've got to try and take it. And that's what we've got to be. Our first team have to be like Vic's team there. We've got to be hungry to win silverware.
And who's in that picture? Well done, Gunners. Well done. Who spotted it? Who's in that picture? Emma Hayes.
Alex Scott is in there as well.
And Leanne Sanderson is in there as well. Yeah, of course. And right here, I don't have my laser, my John Madden magic, whatever. But what a legacy, Kev. This is our Arsenal Football Club.
Rachel
this is what
Yankee,
you have been
at
part
the end of the back line.
Yeah.
I mean, some great girls, but it just goes to show that's how they learned it. They learned from Vic. Vic's the granddaddy.
Yep.
He's the granddaddy. He's done so well with the ladies, and what a guy! What an absolute special man.
Chris here is looking at his ticket stub from 1977, Pele's last game at Giants Stadium. He is going to listen. David Beckham laid a legacy here. Let me tell you, I covered him when he first came. It was a disaster, but everything plateaued, and he changed the game here. And the beautiful game goes on. And you can enjoy it differently from all different countries and cultures. We don't have to say everything is as on a level with the Premier League, but we can certainly enjoy it. And yes, Lone Star, Kelly Smith also in there. Yep. All the legends in there as well. 276 likes, Super Kev. Are you satisfied? Are you ready to close?
I'm ready to close. I'm satisfied with that. Thank you very much for joining us on, you know what, which was a magnificent summer Monday Madness. And you may just get me back next week. Now, there you go. You may just get back. I'll have to see if I'm available for you. Anyway, Sophie, thanks again. Hostess with the mostest, as always. Great questions. Even let me have my beef.
I love
Newman. Get out of it, Newman. And everyone in the chat, everybody joining us. It's special. Listen, we do miss football already, don't we? It feels like football's. It feels like football's been stopped for about 3 months. It feels hard, but we're gonna get there. And we just got to thank you and send you love. Lots of love to your mum as well, Sophie.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to her as well.
Thank you
For
so
anybody
much.
else whose parents or loved ones, it's their birthdays or whatever, send them the love from the Highbury Squad, Super Sophie and Super Kev. We send everybody our love. And you know what else, squaddies? We also say at ease to you because we love you so much. So, squaddies, at ease.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
When's the Family Feud show happening?